Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking the really profound differences between traditional charity and a true gift economy. If you're organizing an anarchist commune, setting up mutual aid networks, or honestly just trying to figure out how to share resources with your neighbors without making things weird, you are in the exact right place. We're going to look at what the source material says about structuring true horizontal solidarity.
So let's start by imagining something for a second. What if a community system existed where sharing was entirely free of obligation, guilt, or any kind of social hierarchy? Think about the last time someone gave you something you needed, but it kind of felt like there was a hidden ledger keeping track. Or maybe a time you donated something and you secretly wanted a little pat on the back for it. What if we completely stripped that dynamic away?
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the problem with charity.
According to the text, traditional charity, even with the absolute best intentions, inherently creates a top-down hierarchy. It sets up this dynamic of a superior giver and a dependent receiver. When you give to charity, you're structurally placed above the person receiving. But the gift economy? It erases this hierarchy completely. In a commune, the goal is horizontal relations. It's about building a system where everyone is both a giver and a receiver at different times, which effectively flattens out that old power dynamic.
And the source points out a tough truth here. This traditional dynamic often produces shame. Because charity splits people into haves and have-nots, the person on the receiving end often feels reduced, weak, or dependent. It can accidentally reproduce domination, even when people mean well. In contrast, the gift economy fosters mutual dignity, equality, and genuine solidarity. It's the difference between handing someone your old work boots because you pity them versus just dropping those boots off at a community space because you know a comrade is going to put them to good use.
It's honestly fascinating to see how performative traditional charity can be compared to the natural flow of a gift economy. The text contrasts them perfectly. In charity, the giver often gains social credit. Think of people posting their donations online for validation, right? And the receiver is subtly expected to repay the favor, or at least offer loads of gratitude. The gift economy completely rejects this whole shebang. Giving becomes natural, anonymous, and totally non-performative. There is zero judgment, zero debt, and absolutely no expectation.
Which brings us to Section 2. Enter the gift economy.
So, the source explains that a dedicated gift space completely shatters that old binary. Suddenly, each person is simultaneously a giver and a receiver. People just bring what they no longer need or things they actively want to share, and others freely take what they require or desire. You might drop off extra seeds from your garden on a Tuesday and then pick up a winter coat on a Thursday. There's no keeping score, just a horizontal flow of resources.
Now here's a detail the text really emphasizes, and it's absolutely crucial. These spaces shouldn't feel like dusty junk rooms where we just dump stuff we don't want. They must be beautifully maintained by volunteers. Clean, organized, inviting. Why? Because the physical state of the space proves that communal life isn't about getting society's leftovers, it's about sharing the best of what we have. It signifies the absolute respect owed to every single member who walks through those doors.
Let's move on to Section 3, simple everyday examples.
The text outlines that the gift economy goes way beyond just a centralized free store. We see it in incredibly practical, everyday forms. Think community fridges where anyone can leave or take food, or pantries for dry goods. We see it in tool exchange corners that complement your commune's usufruct libraries, where you check out a power drill just like a book. Whether it's leaving extra tomatoes in the fridge or swapping a wrench for a zine, these are tangible ways to share without ever engaging in a transaction.
And this is where the magic really happens. The source argues that every single time someone takes a book without paying or borrows a tool without a rental fee, the logic of profit and strict individual possession is actively undermined. You are literally practicing a new economy every time you interact with these spaces, replacing a system of hoarding with deep communal trust and reciprocity.
In fact, the source defines the gift economy as the third pillar of abundance, which proves it isn't just some cute side project. While your communes, municipal co-ops handle actual production and the credit hour system ensures labor is distributed fairly, the gift economy is that essential third pillar. It's what actively cultivates a culture of mutual generosity and completes the whole economic framework.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, cultivating collective abundance.
The text makes a really compelling psychological point here.
Traditional models reinforce a mindset of scarcity. They make help feel exceptional, conditional, like there just isn't enough to go around. But the gift economy, it generates a massive sense of abundance. It makes shared wealth feel completely normal. When you walk past a fully stocked community pantry every day, your brain physically learns a new reality. Your community has enough, and you are safe.
By integrating these spaces, the text argues we actively heal cultural and psychological damage. We break those old cycles of ego and performative morality. We replace judgment with absolute acceptance and shame with dignity. It acts as a profound therapeutic tool for the whole commune, strengthening solidarity by reminding every single member that they are part of a supportive, interconnected web.
There's this powerful quote from the text that I think hits the nail on the head. By breaking that giver-receiver binary, it describes a reality of, quote, sharing not from obligation but from joy, not from guilt but from love. This really is the emotional core of horizontal solidarity. It's not about a sense of duty, it's about the genuine, actual joy of caring for one another.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to mull over with your neighbors and fellow organizers. How will you implement these horizontal systems of abundance in your own commune today? Will you start with a bookshelf, a fridge, or go all out with a full community gift shop? The tools are simple, but the impact is definitely revolutionary. Thanks for hanging out with me to explore this concept, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.